It is that time of the week again when we get excited for this weekend's Premier League action. We have some crucial games this weekend. We have a Manchester United legend visiting Old Trafford. We have a striker that is in form at the moment. And we have a manager that will be taking charge of his team for the very first time this weekend also. Without further ado, today I've got 10 things you need to know before this Premier League weekend, Match Week 5. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and make sure you also click on that bell button so you can be a part of the notification squad. Number 10. Bournemouth's first points. Bournemouth could possibly pick up their first points of this Premier League season to start off Match Week 5. They'll be facing Brighton and Hove Albion, who have come off a huge 3-1 win for themselves at home against West Bromwich Albion. It's a Friday night fixture and something that we don't see too many times, and Bournemouth are down in 19th with 0 points. They've lost all 4 games so far this season, and the only thing separating them from the bottom side, Crystal Palace, is just 1 goal. To be fair, Bournemouth have faced some tough opponents already this season, the likes of Manchester City and Arsenal, but if they were to pick up their first points of this season, it would be this Friday night. At home against Brighton, if Bournemouth don't pick up any points from this game and Brighton do win it, it'll mean Brighton will have their second win of the season, and it'll mean Bournemouth are in big trouble this season. Number 9. Will things change at Palace? This weekend we will also see Roy Hodgson take charge of Crystal Palace for the very first time. He will be looking to celebrate his return to Crystal Palace with a much needed Premier League win against Southampton on Saturday. Palace have lost their first 4 league games without even scoring a goal, with De Boer lasting only 77 days as manager before Crystal Palace decided to sack him on Monday. Southampton lost 2-0 at home to Watford last week, so they are going to be looking to hit back in this fixture. Number 8. Will Liverpool hit back? Will Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool return to winning ways as they host Burnley in Saturday's Premier League Anfield clash? Liverpool were humiliated 5-0 at Manchester City last weekend. Sadio Mane received a red card and he'll be missing the next 3 games of Premier League action. They also had a frustrating 2-2 draw in the Champions League against Sevilla in midweek, and they can't afford to be wasteful as they are coming up against Burnley. Burnley started off the season brilliantly, a 3-2 win at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, a 1-1 draw at Wembley against Tottenham, and then a 1-0 win over Palace last week. And they feel as though they could at least pick up a point in this game. Number 7. Will City continue their good form? This weekend, Manchester City will be travelling to Watford. Watford are unbeaten this Premier League season and sit 4th after 4 games. They had an impressive 2-0 win over Southampton last week away, so this game is going to be a very tight one. On the other hand, we've got Manchester City, who are sitting in 2nd, level points with first, to our Manchester United. They've scored 9 goals in 2 matches, a 5-0 win over Liverpool followed up with a 4-0 win in the Champions League against Feyenoord. A win would send Manchester City to the top of the table, but obviously United have to play on Sunday, so anything could happen in this game. Watford, on the other hand, have full confidence. Like I said, they're sitting in 4th after 4 games, and it is going to be really interesting to see who is going to come out on top. Number 6. Can West Ham go back-to-back? West Ham United picked up their first win of the season on Monday. It was a 2-0 win over Huddersfield, and that was a must-win game for West Ham United as they lost all their previous games. They will be facing West Brom, and a win for West Ham could really change their season around already. On the other hand, we've got West Bromwich Albion, who are the opponents on Saturday, who had a terrible away game against Brighton. It was a 3-1 loss, and they will be looking to hit back at home. Number 5. Spurs return to Wembley. Tottenham Hotspur will be looking for their first home win of the Premier League season as Swansea come to the Wembley Stadium on Saturday. Spurs are winless in the league at Wembley Stadium, with Chelsea winning 2-1 and Burnley snatching a late 1-1 draw. But in the Champions League, they picked up a 3-1 thrilling win over Borussia Dortmund, proving that Spurs have the quality to see off elite opponents under Wembley Stadium. But can they do it in the Premier League? That is the question. Swansea City are not in the same league as Dortmund, but they will be looking to give Spurs a tough time. Number 4. Harry Kane's incredible week. What a week it has been for Harry Kane. It all started last week with the game against Everton at Goodison Park when he scored his first 2 goals of the season. And then in midweek he scored another 2 goals against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. That means it's 4 goals in 2 games and Harry Kane is back to his good form. Harry Kane that is in form is literally unstoppable. Number 3. Huge fixture at Old Trafford. Everton will be visiting Manchester United this Sunday, and they will be coming face to face with their former striker that is in form at the moment, who is red hot, Romelu Lukaku. United dropped their first points of the 2017-18 Premier League season away to Stoke City, but Mourinho will be demanding a response from his players in front of their own supporters against potentially a testing opposition. But it depends what Everton will arrive at Old Trafford. Will Everton push United to their limits? Or will it just be an easy win for Manchester United, pushing themselves even further at the top of the table? Number 2. Rooney returns to Old Trafford. Wayne Rooney will be returning to Old Trafford, where he spent 13 years at Manchester United, 339 appearances, 183 goals. He made himself iconic and made himself a legend of the club. And as a Manchester United fan, I really hope the United fans at the stadium give him a great reception, because he definitely does deserve it. And number 1, game of the week. This is huge. It is Chelsea versus Arsenal. Chelsea narrowly fell short against Arsenal in the season's curtain raiser at Wembley when they lost on penalties in the Community Shield. Arsenal at the start of this season have been really shaky. They did pick up a win over Bournemouth last week, but if you go back to the Liverpool game where they lost 4-0, the game against Stoke where they lost 1-0, and it seemed like Arsenal were in turmoil. They did have a win yesterday in the Europa League, so things look like they are getting on the up for Arsenal, but they have such a huge test, a team that is red hot, who is obviously Chelsea FC. The Blues have steadied themselves after a 3-2 loss against Burnley in the opening round in the Premier League. With Alvaro Morata really scoring in every game that he does start, he's definitely going to cause Arsenal some troubles. On the other hand, you've got Arsenal with Alexis Sanchez, Lacazette, Danny Welbeck, who scored 2 goals last week. This is really going to be an entertaining game. And can Arsenal pick up a huge win over Chelsea at Stamford Bridge? It's going to be a huge task for Arsenal, but we're all going to have to wait and find out. And that is the 10 things you need to know before this Premier League weekend, match week 5. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and give the video a like rating. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, click on that bell button so you can be notified every time I do upload, and I'll see you all on my next video.